Oat milk is now the second most popular plant milk, and there's a well-known brand that has cornered a large part of the market. And whilst I think that oat milk is still healthier than drinking cow's milk, I do have some concerns about this popular brand's main oat milk products, mainly because they contain these ingredients. Now firstly, rapeseed oil is the third ingredient listed, also known as canola oil in the US. Now there's some debate as to whether rapeseed/canola oil is pro-inflammatory or not. At this point there's only animal studies that link canola oil to increased inflammation and oxidative stress. Rapeseed oil contains large amounts of the omega-3 fatty acid ALA. However, like all omega-3s, they oxidize easily, and studies have shown that oxidation of omega-3s caused by exposure to high heat may cause organ damage, inflammation, carcinogenesis, and atherosclerosis. The production of rapeseed/canola oil requires high friction and high heat, and many of those unstable omega-3s are already oxidized in the oil before they even make it into the milk. This article states that the consumption of rapeseed/canola oil has been linked to Alzheimer's disease, cardiovascular disease, metabolic syndrome, poor memory, and decreased brain function. However, again, I think these conclusions have come from animal studies. Many other oat milk brands may not contain canola oil, but they do have sunflower oil, which evidence suggests is not healthy for us. The next ingredient I'm concerned about is a food additive called dipotassium phosphate. In this study, the study authors concluded, in view of the high prevalence of chronic kidney disease and the potential harm caused by phosphate additives to food, the public should be informed that added phosphate is damaging to health. The recommended daily allowance of phosphorus is 700 mg per day. A large latte with oat milk contains 540 mg. There's evidence to suggest that phosphates may be absorbed twice as much as natural phosphorus, so a large serving of this milk would contain the equivalent of 1,080 mg of phosphorus, which is roughly 150% of the recommended daily allowance. Concerningly, this article, Why Phosphate Additives Will Be the Taboo Ingredient, said, quote, "Phosphate additives will be the trans fats of the future, at one time prevalent throughout our food supply and eventually banned due to overwhelming evidence of their negative impact on human health." Now, in 1 cup of this particular oat milk, there are 7 grams of added sugar. Yet there's no added sweetener in the ingredients list. The sugar comes from the milk's production process, where added enzymes break down the oat starch into maltose. Maltose has a glycemic index of 105. For context, donuts have a glycemic index of 76, and white flour 85. However, the beta-glucan fibre in the oat milk does reduce the milk's blood sugar impact. For example, according to this article, for a 12-ounce portion of this particular oat milk, it has a glycemic index of 77, and a glycemic load of 18.4. 12 ounces of cola has a glycemic index of 63, and a glycemic load of 20.8. Mike the Vegan has done an excellent video on this very topic, and he found that an 8-ounce serving of this oat milk had a glycemic load of 10.9, and an 8-ounce serving of Coke had a glycemic load of 17.5. So I say all of this not to completely write off all oat milk, but to encourage you to find an oat milk that does not contain these ingredients. Unfortunately, it is these ingredients that make the oat milk creamy. An oat milk that's just made of oats, water and vitamins does taste completely different and not quite as palatable. It's interesting to note that Dr. Greger recommends unsweetened, non-GMO soy milk as the healthiest plant milk. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment below and subscribe for more upcoming videos.